Imagine waking up one day with the profound unease that the thoughts swirling in your mind are not truly your own, that every fleeting emotion, every nagging doubt, and even the quiet voids that haunt your nights may stem not from your deepest essence, but from the relentless noise, distractions, and shallow engagements of the world around you. Think about it. How much of your inner world is a product of genuine introspection, and how much is a fragmented echo molded by endless scrolls, external validations, and the pressure to keep moving without pause? How often do you feel like you're drifting through days, following a rhythm dictated by algorithms, by societal demands, or by the unspoken anxieties that linger just beneath the surface? Today, we delve into a philosophical exploration of one of life's most overlooked truths, the notion that true emotional vitality doesn't emerge until you reclaim the art of deep self-reflection. But what does it mean to truly reflect? Is it simply about pausing to think? Or is there a more profound, transformative journey involved? Stay with me, because as we reveal the subtle forces eroding your capacity for introspection, you will discover why so many are succumbing to an epidemic of depression, and how you can rediscover clarity. The ultimate insight we will uncover is the most liberating of all. It holds the power to reshape not just your view of your own mind, but the very way you navigate existence. Søren Kierkegaard, the father of existentialism, was a trailblazer in exploring the human condition, a philosopher who delved beyond surface-level existence to probe the intricate depths of despair and authenticity. Unlike many thinkers of his era, Kierkegaard didn't see mental well-being as mere adaptation to social norms. Instead, he viewed personal growth as a quest towards subjective truth, the process of confronting one's own despair to forge a meaningful life. But here's the stark truth. Most people never embark on that quest. They stay ensnared in superficial routines, shaped by outside influences. They chase distractions, never probing whether their daily grind aligns with their inner reality. They crave affirmation from digital likes, convincing themselves joy stems from popularity, achievement, or blending in. Yet beneath it all lies a subtle disquiet, an inescapable feeling that life lacks depth. Kierkegaard postulated that genuine existence starts when we cease evading our inner voids. But before we explore what reclaiming self-reflection entails, we must first grasp what hinders most from ever attempting it. From our earliest moments, we are inundated with stimuli. We are assigned identities, schedules, and prescribed paths. We learn what garners attention and what invites dismissal, what earns praise and what draws criticism. This immersion is so insidious and incremental that we seldom challenge it. We adjust, we scroll, and gradually we neglect to cultivate habits that don't fit the fast-paced demands imposed on us. Recall your younger years. Were there instances when you pondered deeply, only to be pulled away by obligations? Perhaps you were urged to be productive, to stop overthinking, or that lingering on emotions was unproductive. Gradually, you learned to sideline those introspective urges, to push them aside where they wouldn't disrupt. And in that act, you started constructing a facade, what philosophers call the inauthentic self. The inauthentic self is the version we project outward. It helps us cope in a hyper-connected world, to manage interactions and secure belonging. But here's the dilemma. The more we cling to this facade, the more we drift from our core being. We start equating ourselves with this surface layer, overlooking the richer depths below. And then there's the flip side, the inner void. If the inauthentic self is our outward presentation, the inner void is what we neglect within. It encompasses all we've overlooked or buried inside ourselves, our unaddressed sorrows, our latent aspirations, our fragilities, and even our untapped wisdom. And here's where it deepens further. The inner void doesn't evaporate, it doesn't fade just because we ignore it. Instead, it simmers below, shaping our moods, our choices, and even our daily responses. The elements of ourselves we dismiss don't vanish. They surface subtly, as rumination. Have you ever dwelled endlessly on a minor setback without pinpointing why? Have you ever felt overwhelmed by others' successes, triggering an inexplicable wave of inadequacy? Kierkegaard suggested that when we are unsettled by traits in the external world, it frequently mirrors those very elements dwelling in our own inner void. But what if I revealed that within this void resides the gateway to authentic emotional freedom? That the aspects you've overlooked and evaded are not adversaries, but essential fragments of your completeness? Kierkegaard's profound revelation was this: emotional maturity isn't about banishing the void. It's about embracing it. It's about peering into your own depths and acknowledging what you've sidelined. Because in doing so, you tap into a deep well of resilience, genuinity, and liberation. This is where the true path unfolds. Are you prepared to face the essence of your being? To shatter the distractions that have confined you? Because what follows will upend all you assumed about your mind, and it will unlock a path to a life brimming with purpose. Most individuals navigate life assuming they already grasp their emotions. They label themselves by their roles, their routines, their backgrounds, and their fleeting moods. But what if I disclosed that your psyche is infinitely more layered than you perceive? That the self you identify with is merely a superficial veneer, a sliver of a far vaster, more complex truth? Existential philosophers like Albert Camus believed that within each person lies an uncharted realm, a complex internal terrain teeming with unexamined experiences, repressed feelings, unspoken yearnings, and dormant capabilities. And the secret to overcoming depression lies not in fabricating a happier facade, but in excavating what's concealed within. Pause for a second to contemplate. Have you ever sensed a profound, inexplicable emptiness, craving fulfillment, a whisper that a fuller existence awaits? This isn't mere fancy. It's the call of your inner self, urging you toward depth. Camus termed this confrontation the absurd. He held that true contentment arises not from yielding to illusions, but from integrating life's contradictions, the joys, the pains, the certainties, and the unknowns. But before we can harmonize these elements, we must first encounter them. And this is where most falter. Why? Because introspection demands discomfort. It involves scrutinizing facets of your character you've long evaded. It requires interrogating entrenched patterns, facing your vulnerabilities, and addressing the internal dissonances that define your days. Consider this. How frequently do we shun stillness? How often do we immerse in notifications, streaming content, diversions, or any pursuit that spares us from solitary contemplation? This perpetual evasion isn't coincidental. It's a safeguard, a means to dodge the profound inquiries simmering below. Yet regardless of our efforts to elude them, these neglected facets persist. They emerge unexpectedly via melancholy, procrastination, strained relationships, or an enduring sense of aimlessness. Camus asserted that our inner voice is perpetually communicating, but we've mastered tuning it out. But once we attune, we start discerning rhythms. We commence noticing how our deepest scars steer our decisions,